Good morning. This is Baton Rouge Labor Radio. I'm Michael D. Day, and we are proudly broadcast on WHYR 96.9 FM. And I am out on the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1546 picket line on the corner of Florida Boulevard. What is this, Larry?
22nd.
22nd. And we're pretty much in front of the CATS main bus station. And I'm sitting here with Larry Patin. He is president of the ATU, and that's local 1546. And before we start, Larry, I want to read a statement. I did call management to give them a fair opportunity to either you guys do this together if y'all were both, agreeable to it, or do a separate interview. And I tried to get in touch with Mr. Brian Marshall, CEO of CATS.
That's correct. And
I got a response from a very nice lady on the phone. Don't recall her name. And I got an email. Mr. Day, I understand that the union is eager to negotiate their contract. There are many complaints that have been alleged. However, there are formal procedures in place to handle the complaints. As a result, I cannot comment on their accuracy at this time. As board president, it is my understanding that these issues are directly or indirectly related to the union contract. Until we are able to discuss these issues in a formal process, we will not negotiate them publicly through the media. And that's Mr. Jared Loftus.
yes, that's the chairman of the CATS board.
Right, chairman of the CATS board. So, Larry Patin, you're the president of the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1546. And that's here in Baton Rouge, correct?
That's correct.
And I guess my first question is what are you and the members of Local 1546 trying to accomplish by this? It's been 2 informational picket lines in 2 days. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. It's been an information picket, and certainly we wanted to continue on with the service. You understand? We have wrote management, and we have wrote the CATS board several letters. We've been dealing with CATS on our label contract. We hadn't had a contract in 3 years, you understand. We have had 2 tax on the ballot, you understand. This the second tax that we were able to get out here and campaign as employees, you understand, and make phone calls and work. But the work conditions has become very plural, you know. And Brian Marshall, as the CEO, he brought a work rule in from Chicago. It's called a matron sheet. And what this matron sheet has done, it has caused a lot of problems for the employees, you understand, because he said we don't like changes, you understand. Well, we have agreement in the contract, and you can't go outside of the contract and make your work rule until we sit at the table and agree on it. So I've been trying to deal with Marshall and work with him. It's causing the employees to be very unhappy. And at this point, you understand, every employee worked there, whether they're in management or outside of management, very, very unhappy. So we decided to bring it to the public. They had a right to know, you understand. So they were the tax voters, you understand. I'm a tax voter, so I had a right to bring it to the public, you understand, to get 2 sides. So I got a lot of elected officials involved so everybody can come to the table so we can resolve some of these problems that we have.
On the issues, you're saying Mr. Brian Marshall, the CEO of CATS, has brought some plan from Chicago, is what I'm understanding, and the plan is not compatible with the contract
that's been in place.
That's been in place, and you guys haven't renegotiated in 3 years.
Yes, that's correct.
So you've been working under a contract just extended for 3 years with no raise, no benefits changes, or anything like that. And has anyone been laid off or lost their jobs or been fired that you would say is a questionable move by management under the existing contract?
I would certainly say that. I have lost 78 employees in the last 2.5 years.
Wow. That's bus drivers or
That's bus drivers,
mechanics,
you understand? Maintenance workers, you understand? That's everybody in the collective bargain.
Now, how many total employees under the collective bargaining agreement?
We should have about 135 under the collective bargaining agreement.
That's at this time.
At this time.
And you had over 200 before the layoffs and the firings.
That's
and
correct.
Everything. The firings, is there a grievance procedure for
yes,
this?
we have a grievance. We have went to arbitration. You understand? The company has lost over $35,000 in arbitration cases. You understand? Because we did retroactive back pay, vacation. We had 2 employees we had to bring back. You understand? With the arbitration cases. You understand? We're constantly arbitrating. You understand? Grievances and hearings. You understand? And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it to the people, because it seems to me the structure was, you understand, to take all the finance from the union and spend it on lost wages that I have to pay my board to represent, you understand, the people that's in the collective bargain.
Ah, okay. So what you're saying is they're okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth here. What I'm hearing is that the company, tell me if I'm wrong, Larry, the company is in some way arbitrarily firing people to cause an expense to the union.
Expense to the union.
Financial
yeah,
burden.
and not on, that's one part of it, you understand? The expense, because you understand the company, when Brian Marshall came to CATS and he was elected as CEO, we were only $600,000 in debt. You understand? Because we lost the contract at LSU. We couldn't provide, you understand, what LSU wanted, the color of their buses, tracking device. You understand? We're a public entity. So therefore we lost the contract. So we scaled back. We came back to 59 bus operators. We gave them 12 part-timers. At that point, we was only $600,000 in debt. We bought in 25 buses from LSU. So that was diesel, that was manpower that he didn't have to use. At that point, he was supposed to manage the company. From that point on, you understand, to this point, we $2.1 million in debt. So it was an emergency that for the public and the riders and the people of this city to know that they needed mass transit. So what we did, we put a tax on the ballot. We lost the first time by 3,700 votes. And the debt kept going up, so we put it back out there. But we worked as employees just as hard as any other group in this city, you understand, to make sure the people have the right for public transit. After that point there, you understand, where I have lost several employees that has 20 years, 15 years, so they have the kind of benefits that they earned over a period of time. If he take an employee been here 25 years and take their vacation time and sick time and some of their benefits, then he wanted to hire part-time employees. And then that'll hurt the pension plan for the employees that's here.
So pretty much, essentially, he's trying to turn the CATS bus drivers into a part-time position.
Certainly.
To a big extent.
Certainly.
How many percentage-wise? And let me just say, we're speaking with Larry Patin. He is president of the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1546 here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they are currently have a informational picket line that's been going on for 2 days now, and we're going over the issues as Larry Patin, the president of the union, sees. And Larry, what I would like to know is what would be the percentage from when Mr. Brian Marshall, who is the CEO of CATS. And let me say again, I did make a phone call to Mr. Brian Marshall's office and invited him to have the same opportunity that you're having, either separately or together, if it was agreeable with both of you. And I got the answer from Mr. Jared Lofton, who is chairman of the board or CATS, and they declined our offer. So my question is, when Mr. Brian Marshall became the CEO, do you know roughly, and I know, I'm not asking you to crunch the numbers down to the very minute numbers, but percentage-wise, how many part-time drivers have been hired to replace full-time drivers since he took over?
My contract said he can only have 12. I granted him 12 to keep the service operating. You understand? Because we needed to scale back. Since then, I have lost 46 full-time operators, and he has weaved the part-timers in it. And after working so many hours, more than 80 hours of pay period for a period of time, they can become full-time, but they don't earn any benefits until after a year. They also don't pay into the pension plan. You understand? They are previous employees that we built this pension plan, you understand, where the company put in 8%, and the employees put in 7%. It has to be funded by the outgoing and the newcomers. And the newcomers coming in as part-time, then they have no benefits, so they can't be in the pension plan. They don't earn enough in wages. And then he can use them, and after 6 months, he can push them out the door and bring in some more.
So essentially, he's crippling the bus drivers and the mechanics and whoever else is involved in the collective bargaining agreement. It sounds like he just don't want to pay. He don't want you guys to have a pension.
He don't want us to have a pension. He made a statement saying he don't like unions. I'm not for sure what his statement was. This contract was here 30 years before I got here. The contract is available and it's valid. You understand? He must honor it. You understand? We hadn't had an extension in the contract in 3 years. You understand? As far as asking for a raise. So this is not about the money. This is about the brief in the contract that he's violating. And when he violates the contract, you understand, because they asked him to be the CEO, there's stipulation in there. So we are bringing it to the people to make them aware, you understand? So when they have complaints concerning everything that's dealing with CATS, bus drivers and all, if we're going to continue to be professional and have experienced driver, then we must challenge him at